No TA update. I hope everyone has had a great festive weekend. Whatever it is you may have been doing, been out partying, celebrating Halloween, all that spooky season stuff. And yeah, I hope everyone's had a great weekend. So straight back into some TA. I just wanted to apologize. I haven't released an update for a couple of days. I've been spending some time with my little one. And in fact, I have to take her back to Brighton this afternoon. So I thought it'd be a great idea just to get some content out to you guys before we head off. So what I'm looking at here on Everdome, okay, is potentially, so I said, okay, from these lows, okay, in many videos I've said you come up in this nice impulsive wave. Right now you're sort of correcting, looking to find support somewhere for continuation of the trend. Okay, now what I wanted to show you first off, okay, is that on the weekly time frame, okay, we've had this huge drawdown, okay, this massive drawdown here, okay, well, the continuation of the trend actually from March actually, okay, and you can see you've been in this huge drawdown. But what I wanted to point out is that the 20 EMA on the weekly hasn't had a retest yet. It's not even had anything come close to it yet, okay? You've just been forced down, basically. Right now, you formed a low, and you're trying to sort of curve your way back up to this 20-week EMA. Now, what I think is a potential here, okay? I don't mean to get you guys excited, okay? But this is huge potential. Okay, our closest point of previous support that we could look to turn to resistance on the weekly sits at this price tag here, roughly of around 0.00634. Okay, so we've got to keep that in mind that right now, potentially what I think is happening, okay, you've had this overextension, okay, you've got so far overextended in the price from the EMA, okay, and right now what's happened is because of that overextension, it works to the upside and to the downside, okay, so now that you're so far extended from this EMA, what's happening is you're trying to draw back up to that, okay, and now we could, in theory, okay, if all goes well, okay, and you've got this is a wave one, okay, and you come back for a higher low of support. I'm going to get into where that support may be soon. Potentially, if you start to come out and tackle these local highs, okay, I do think you're on a run, minimum up to previous support, looking to turn it to resistance. And at this point, this 20 EMA could be creeping down. Okay, so as this creeps down and the price starts to draw up, you're getting something, you're basically being pulled back to this EMA. So it's all about, right now, it's all about holding a higher level of support. Okay, coiling up here, coming down for a higher level of support, breaking out of this resistance. Okay, and if you do get that sort of confirmation sign, to me, you're looking to run up to this previous support point on the weekly and turn that to resistance. Okay, and for me, what that would be, potentially have something on your cards, just a rough estimate. You've got a wave one, a wave two pullback to support. Okay, it could be quite a sharp wave, a wave three impulsive. If you break out of this resistance, a wave three impulsive up to this resistance, a pullback to support, and then you're going to look to, if you do get that wave four of support back on previous resistance, okay, so we've got this resistance, which is our current main level of resistance we need to see Dome break out of. Okay, so if you start to see Dome doing something like this, okay, where you've come up in wave one, you're pulling back for support in wave two, if you start to come up and break this wave one high, okay, I think your impulsive move is up to previous resistance, previous support, looking to turn it to resistance. At that point, you could have a larger drawback, okay, and pull back to this previous resistance that we're currently under, looking to turn it to support for the continuation, okay, and this would just be the confirmation of the lows in right now, okay. That would be smooth sailing. It would be very smooth sailing. Does that have to come to fruition? Of course not. Of course not. But you can see here, okay, on the weekly, okay, we've got this very strong level of resistance, and right now, if you do coil up, okay, and we do form some sort of higher low, all right, you're going to be in a technical target from there to there. And what gives a bit of confluence to this, and that you're going to break out to this level, is that if we do hold this ascending level of support, come down, hold a higher low, start to break out here, our technical target is actually back up to this previous support point, okay, looking to turn it to resistance. So from current price, okay, if you do manage to find, as I said, I'll look into support in a second, but if we do look to find support and bounce up, you could be looking at a 232% long here. From current price anyway, or if you was to find support and get involved once you found that confirmation. So it's literally as simple as that. Okay, you've had this massive drawdown. You've been so overextended from the EMAs. Right now, the price is trying to draw back up to this EMA and look for a retest. So it's literally all about holding support right now. And we could be in for a very smooth, long ride, trying to retrace back up to previous local highs that we've met as resistance. So where could we find support? So to look for this, we're going to go on the daily time frame right now. Okay, and what I wanted to show you here, I'm going to take this EMA off for a second. is basically, okay, you can see that Dome was coiling up basically, okay. It was trying to reach back up to this point of contact here, I do believe, where you came down for support, met resistance, rejected, and you started to retrace. You can see that you literally retraced back up to this previous support area on the daily, okay, where you came down here like this, okay. You came down, you found support, got rejected, capitulated. Right now, you've worked your way back up to that previous support area, turn that into resistance, okay. You've got a lower high right now and you're starting to retrace. You could see that what potentially is happening here, okay. I was looking at this pattern as well, where you was coiling up like this, you was holding support within this sort of channel. It's a rising channel, okay, and you was coming up like this, support and resistance, and basically you've lost support of this channel. So what this indicates to me is that potentially if you keep hitting your head on resistance, you are going to look for a bit more of a roll to come down to find support. So where could that potentially be? Well, the way I would like to look at it, okay, is from this high right here, okay. You're potentially retracing back down to this low, right? So this is currently a sort of level of foundational support. I'm going to get a couple of fibs on just to go through them, but right now you can see, okay, you came up like this, came back down, you formed this low, you broke out, you formed a higher high, okay, and right now you're starting to retrace, looking to hold support. If you start to lose the 0618, you can see here that the Dome is literally, for the past few days or past couple of weeks, has been caught between this area of price, okay, which is the golden ratio. Now, we have had closes below it, okay, which does indicate to me potentially you're sort of looking to, the more you fail to break above resistance and fail to get above, the more likely you are starting to retrace. So in my eyes, potentially what you're looking for here is a previous retracement. You've come up and now you're looking to retrace back down to this 1 fib, okay, for support, and equally back down to this low. Because since you've broke out and you've come back here, you haven't actually come back to retest that sort of area for support, and if you do, that might provide an opportunity, okay. So all you're doing is potentially retracing back down to this low. You've come up like this, you're coming down. If you come down to that area and start to bounce, then it gives you some sort of good confirmation that you're putting in a low and you're looking to coil up, and at this point it would be a good area to buy to go long into resistance. But overall, on the grand scheme of things, okay, so that price, sorry, I think it was 0.00190 or something like that. But to get even more of a confirmation that would act as support, we go from this high, retracing back down to our local low, okay, because you can see we had this impulsive move up, and right now we're sort of in some sort of corrective, looking for a bounce, basically. So what you could look for here, okay, as I've said, you've run up to this high, okay, you've put in a lower high than that. Right now you're retracing. If you start to lose this 050, okay, which is currently our support on the daily time frame here, look, you can see that how many points of contact we've had back down to this 050. I do think potentially you are trying to get there, and if you do lose that, for me the next area of support is the 0618, which was the previous 1 fib, okay, that I just had on the previous Fibonacci, okay, going from this high, retracing to this low, okay, so this was our 0, this was our 1 fib. Right now, that 1 fib currently sits as our key support, okay, the golden ratio. So for me, I am sort of looking for that retracement back down to the golden ratio, looking to hold support to get continuation of the trend. Okay, and at that point, if you do start to come down and lose the 0618, okay, potentially in my eyes, you're looking to come down and retest this low. Now, this is what I said is a massive potential here for Dome in previous videos, okay, because I said that a lot of coins, a lot of projects have had this impulsive wave up. They've had their second corrective and are now looking to start their third impulse. Well, they're basically looking to come up and retest their resistance points. I did say that potentially Dome could have some sort of double bottom here where it comes down for a large correction, okay, and you've got a low, and as long as you don't lose these local lows and you put in a higher low, okay, then that is where we're looking to, hold support and basically not go short. So it's literally as simple as this, guys, okay. You've got this low. If you start to see Dome come up here, get rejected and fail to break out, and you retrace to this low, okay, and you actually lose that, for me, that shows continuation. You've got something called a reversal wave where you've come up and you're just following the trend back down, okay. So it's all about holding these lows here of support for Dome. But right now, you are in beautiful structure. You've come up. All you're looking to do is come back for a higher level of support to retest resistance and hopefully break out. And as I said, on the zoomed out scale, okay, if Dome can manage to hold this low and not actually lose it, on the zoomed out scale, you're looking to retrace back up to that weekly 20 EMA, aren't you? Okay, because you can see on the weekly time frame what you will have here, as I've said in many other videos as well, you've got this key resistance, okay, and you're basically coiling up, okay. So as long as you don't lose this low and you come up and you find a higher level of support, then that for me is just your continuation sign. And as I said, that 20 EMA as that creeps down, okay, and you could potentially be looking to push up to that to meet that as resistance, okay, and from from current price, I think that was like a 200%, didn't we say? But all you need to see, okay, to get confirmation to continue to go long is to hold support and actually start breaking out of this trend line. If you start to see the breakout of that and the close above of that on the weekly, for me, that's your long signal back up to previous support, looking to turn that into resistance, okay? And at that point, that's where you've got the opportunity on your hands. So even if you do wait for that confirmational break of this price, okay, even from here, going back up to previous support, looking to turn it to resistance, you're looking at 108%. Okay, so if you're not comfortable looking to buy or go long off of support in the previous fib examples that I showed you, then do just wait for the confirmational break. Not financial advice, guys, but if you do start to see Dome come up and tackle that, and do start to do something like this, okay, where you've got this double bottom and it breaks out of this, for me, okay, it's just confirming you're starting to flip the switch and you're going to run up to previous resistance, potentially come back to hold support on the previous resistance that we've got of this double bottom. And if you do see that for me, guys, is your continuation pattern, and you're basically looking to get out of the woods here for Dome. So yeah, guys, that's a quick update to you today for you. I just wanted to show you that, you know, every time I find something new or there's something else that I'm looking at, just to update you. But we haven't retested this weekly 20 in many moons, okay, and in fact we've been pushed so far down from it. Right now you're just starting to look like you're getting drawn back up to that 20 EMA. Okay, and if that does come down and meet previous support that we turn into resistance, okay, for me, it just looks like you're starting to retrace back up towards that. So, yeah, nothing I say in these videos is financial advice, guys. But right now, structure is still looking okay. We just have to hold a high level of support here, okay, and close higher than these local lows. As I've said, if you start to do something like this, okay, and you come down and you lose these local lows, it's very negative, and you are sort of confirming that you're just going to roll over like you did here. You came up and then you rolled over. Once you lost this low, okay, you capitulated. Same thing here. You came down for support. It looks like you was coming back up, but oh no, you rolled over and you lost support and continued the trend. So we don't want to see the continuation patterns that we've had previously before, because right now, if we do, okay, and as I've said, if you start to come up and lose this low of support, every time you've done that, where you've come up and lost that low of support, you can see you've had a few weeks, or at least a couple of weeks of capitulation. So right now, we have to hold these local lows. We have to find higher levels of support, and we have to hold. Okay, we have to hold. So just to finalize, I'll get this on the weekly, going from our resistance point down to our local lows. Okay, areas to watch out for, to get involved. Okay, again, not financial advice, but you've come up in this wave. If you can come back here and hold this 0618 at 0.00192, I think you are looking for that retracement and that long, okay, of which, again, as I've said, you're coiling up in this lovely ascending triangle, holding support. And if you break that resistance, you've got that long up, back up to previous support that we're going to meet and potentially turn to resistance, providing us, as I've said, if we do get fortunate to hold support and get in on these 0618 golden ratio levels, you could be looking at a potential 211% long if this resistance gets broken. Okay, so not financial advice, guys, but it's all a big potential. Things are looking okay at the moment. Okay, we just have to come back down and hold support. If you see the retracement to that low and that gets lost, okay, then it's very negative, and you are looking for further downside, as I just previously showed you. So yeah, guys, that's a quick update for you on Dome. If we do lose support, okay, it's good to look at both scenarios. Okay, if we do lose support, okay, we do something like this, we fail to hold this level, okay, and we actually come through it, and we lose this one fib. For me, your minimum targets sit between the 1272 and the 1618. Okay, of which, from, you know, if you did lose that local low, you'd be looking at another 37 to 38% drawdown. I do think, okay, and at that point, you're coming back down basically to where the inception prices of Everdome basically started. Okay, so, you know, people are very fearful at the moment, but fear normally provides great opportunity. As I said, if you can come down and just hold this, okay, and look for the bounce, great, absolutely amazing, guys. Okay, let's look at the RSI, the stock RSI and the RSI quickly before I go. So the RSI itself, okay, I do think it's still at quite a healthy level. You can see it's come up quite impulsively. Right now you're calling off, looking for a retracement. If you can come down and get into these sort of areas where you're not 100% oversold, but come down and form higher lows, than these lows here, okay, and start to get your bounce in the RSI. This is where you're going to see this support hold here. You're going to potentially come down and then look to get that breakout, okay? So and that will just basically confirm that you've got these higher lows, ascending triangle, and you're looking to break out. So basically the RSI is at a healthy level, okay? You're at the medium line right now. It needs to make a decision. Are you going to pull back for a higher level of support, or is it going to start to push out here and break through resistance and work its way back up to previous support? So yeah, guys, that's the RSI. Not too bad, not looking too unhealthy. The stock RSI, I love to use the stock RSI. The stock RSI, see here on the daily, it does indicate potentially that, you are looking to come back down. And if you do start to see that rollover, this is where you are going to look to come back for that support level. Okay, and at that point, this would provide more opportunity if you was to retrace a bit further, okay, and find that higher low on those 0.00190 areas, I think it was, the golden ratio that we had in before. Okay, so right now I am looking for some sort of pullback because you've had this impulsive wave. Right now, this could be a A, this could be a B, and then you're looking for your C wave down. Okay, so literally on the daily here, you could be doing something like this to support. You've got this A, right now you've got this B, and you could be looking to come down to that 0.0190 mark. Okay, for a nominal ABC, of which you find support. Okay, and when you find support on that, again, as I've said, that's your wave 1. This ABC is your wave 2 to support, and then you get your wave 3 once you break out of this conformational horizontal resistance above. Okay, so on the stock RSI, it does look like it's looking for a bit more of a pullback. I've given you the targets, where to look for support, and where we need to hold to stop us going further down to meet lower targets to the downside. So I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. From Chart Nerd TA, until next time, peace out, everybody. Have a great weekend.